Anthropic had a big day today. We got leaks on Opus 4.7 and a brand new design tool dropping potentially this week, a full redesign on the Claude Code desktop app, a new feature called Routines, and OpenAI just launched a dedicated cybersecurity model that puts them in direct competition with Claude Mythos. So let's get into it. Anthropic already had a big day today with a bunch of Claude Code updates, but there's something else floating around that might actually be the bigger story this week. The information reported that Anthropic is planning to release Claude Opus 4.7 this week, along with a brand new design tool that lets you build websites, presentations, and landing pages just by describing what you want. On Opus 4.7, this wasn't actually out of nowhere. A few days ago, someone spotted a model version number in Anthropic's own codebase, commit messages referencing Opus 4.7 and Sonnet 4.8, along with code names including one called Capybara. So the model has clearly been in development for a while. According to the information, it could come out as soon as this week, though we don't have any benchmarks or any idea on what's actually different yet. The design tool, the report describes it as something for both technical and non-technical users. You describe what you want in plain text and it builds a presentation, website, landing pages, products, and if you look at screenshots already going around on Twitter, you can see what that looks like in practice inside Claude Code. Someone asked it to build a full-stack internal tool, and the app just shows up in live preview right there. Claude scans the project, detects the servers, installs dependencies, and gets it running. The whole thing is done without actually leaving the app. The report specifically calls out Google Stitch as the tool this would go up against, which tells you something about who Anthropic is trying to reach here. This isn't just for developers. If you can describe something and get a working app or a polished presentation out of it, that's a pretty different kind of product than what Claude has been up to this point. Timing-wise, this is all moving fast. Anthropic has clearly been building toward a big week, and if Opus 4.7 and a design tool both land in the next few days, that's going to be a significant amount of momentum for them. Nothing here is officially confirmed beyond the information's reporting, but between the model version leak in their own codebase and the source quality, this feels pretty solid. I'll be watching for the official drop, but in the meantime, let's get into what Anthropic did officially release today, starting with a full redesign of the Claude Code desktop app. Before we continue, we just launched the Universe of AI newsletter. If you want to stay on top of AI news without having to hunt for it, link is in the description. Don't miss out. Anthropic has completely redesigned their Claude Code desktop app today, and there are a few things that changed. Session management, consolidating the tools you use after Claude finishes something, and some customization options. So first up, sessions. The problem before was pretty straightforward. When you're running multiple Claude Code tasks at once, there was no good way to keep track of everything. Things would pile up and it got hard to know where anything was at. The new sidebar fixes that. Every session you have open sits there and you can switch between them as things finish up. When a task wraps up, like a PR merges, it removes itself automatically so it doesn't clutter up that view. They also added side chat, which is for when you want to ask Claude something in the middle of a task without it actually changing what it's already doing. It reads the context from your main session, but whatever you ask in there stays separate. So the task keeps going and you still get your question answered. Second, we have tools. Before this update, Claude Code never really had everything you needed in one place. You would finish a task and then go somewhere else to review the output, make a small edit, run a test. It was an extra step every single time. Now there's a terminal and a file editor built into the app, and they rebuilt the diff viewer from scratch. That one specifically got a lot faster on large change sets, which was a real issue before. Preview pane also handles HTML files and PDFs now, not just local servers. The idea is you can just stay in one place, Claude finishes something, you review it, tweak it, ship it without having to go anywhere else. And third, customization. The layout is fully drag and drop now, so you can set up the panels however you want rather than being stuck with whatever the default is. There are also 3 view modes: verbose, if you want to see exactly what Claude is doing at every step; summary, if you just want the final result; and normal, if you want something in between of those. There's also a context window indicator now that shows you how much space you have left in a session. When you're running something long that actually matters, you don't want to find out halfway through that you're about to run out of room. Plugins also work the same in the desktop app as they do in the CLI now, and SSH support got added on Mac. This is also out now for Pro, Max, Team, and Enterprise users and through the API. If you already have the app, just update it and restart. The bigger picture here is that most people using Claude Code are still running one session at a time, but having a few things going at once, this update makes that a lot more manageable now. Also today, Anthropic launched Routines in Claude Code, which is still in research preview but worth knowing about. The basic idea is pretty simple. Right now, if you want Claude Code to do something on a schedule, like triage issues every night or scan your docs for drift every week, you have to set that up yourself. Cron jobs, infrastructure, all of it is on you. Routine takes that off your plate. You write a prompt, pick a cadence, and it just runs. No laptop needs to be open because it's going to run on Claude Code's cloud infrastructure. There are 3 ways to trigger a routine. First, it's a schedule, hourly, nightly, weekly, whatever you need. So something like every night at 2 a.m., pull the top bug from linear, attempt to fix, and open a draft PR. That's going to run without you actually touching it. Second is through an API call. Every routine gets its own endpoint and authentication token. So you can wire Claude Code into your existing tooling, your alerting, your deploy hooks, your internal dashboards, anywhere you can make an HTTP request. The example Anthropic gives is pointing your Datadog alerts at a routine so Claude can pull the trace, look at recent deployments, and have a draft fix ready before anyone on call even opens the page. Third is GitHub webhooks. You subscribe a routine to a repo event, say a PR being open, and Claude spins up a session for every PR that matches your filters. 1 session per PR, and it keeps watching that PR for follow-ups like comments or CI failures. The example they give is flagging any PR that touches a sensitive module and posting a summary to a Slack channel automatically. On limits, pro users get 5 routines a day, max gets 15, team and enterprise gets 25. You can go beyond that with extra usage, is going to draw from the same subscription limits as regular sessions. This is available now for Pro, Max, Team, and Enterprise users who have Claude Code on the web enabled. You can set this up on the web or just type schedule in the CLI. The reason this matters is that a lot of the value from Claude Code right now still requires you to be there initiating things. Routines kind of solves that by running it in the background on its own, which is a pretty different mode of working with Claude Code. OpenAI announced that they're scaling up their trusted access for a cyber program and releasing a new model called GPT-5.4-Cyber, specifically built for defensive cybersecurity work. And this one is worth talking about alongside what we mentioned earlier about Claude, especially Claude Mythos, because the two are clearly responding to the same moment. So the idea behind OpenAI's program is tiered access. You verify who you are, prove you're doing legitimate defensive security work, and depending on your tier, you get access to more capable and more permissive versions of their models. The highest tier gets GPT-5.4-Cyber, which is designed to have fewer restrictions on things like vulnerability research, stuff that would normally get flagged because it looks the same whether you're attacking or defending. The dual use problem is a core challenge here. Finding a vulnerability in your own code base and exploiting someone else's system require the same underlying knowledge. So historically, AI companies have just restricted that whole category, which frustrated a lot of legitimate security researchers. OpenAI's bet is that verifying identity and intent is a better solution than blanket restrictions. Now compare that to how Anthropic is handling it. We mentioned Mythos a couple of videos back, their advanced model that's already being tested for cybersecurity. According to Axios, only about 40 organizations are currently getting access to Mythos preview. OpenAI is scaling to thousands of individuals and hundreds of security teams, so the approaches are pretty different. Anthropic is being much more conservative about who gets in. OpenAI is trying to get into more hands faster while using monitoring and verification to manage the risk. Neither approach is obviously wrong. The argument for Anthropic's side is that these are genuinely dangerous capabilities and you want to be careful about who has them. The argument for OpenAI's side is that open-weight cyber-capable models are coming regardless, so you'd rather have defenders have access to the best tools first. What's clear is that cybersecurity has become a serious battleground for both companies. OpenAI has GPT-5.4-Cyber and a $10 million grant program for security teams. Anthropic has Mythos in limited preview. A few months back, neither of these existed as dedicated products. The pace in cybersecurity is definitely increasing. But that's it for today's video. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, follow our new newsletter as well at universeofai.beehive.com, as well as subscribe to the main channel World of AI, and support us on X by following the Universe of AIZ as well. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next video.